Welcome, guys. I want to talk about some ways to make a dance space in your house. If you're doing ballet, one of the most important things, of course, is to have a bar. My favorite bar is this chair. This chair and I have had many good classes together. What you want to make sure is that your bar is sturdy, reasonably stable, and that it's lower than your shoulders so that when your hand's on it, you're not going up and misaligning yourself. Chairs are lovely. The other thing, of course, is to have a reasonable amount of space. It doesn't have to be huge. I'm blessed in that I have a pretty solidly sized living room. Sorry, it's messy. And so this is usually where I end up dancing. Not all of us are that lucky, but we need about a 5 by 5 space. You should be able to kick one way or the other and have that space so you're not bonking into anything. So it doesn't have to be giant. Another thing to look at is where you want to set up. Lots of people like to have, let's say for me personally, this table would be where my camera is or my computer. So I'd be watching there. So this would be my right side, and then I'd turn around on the bar and I'd have my left side there. So I'd be watching out of the corner of my eye. Some people though do like to have the bar facing here. So they're staring straight at the computer, right? And then instead of doing a day turnate or turning around, you can just take the bar and flip it to the other side so that then you'd be on your left side and still facing the computer. So just a few tips and tricks with that. That way you aren't turned around your back suddenly to the computer and you're not getting what you wanted out of class. So there's kind of an ideal space for dancing at home. Now, not everyone's gonna have that, right? So coming into the kitchen, you have another option for the bar possibly, which would be your countertop. Even I've had plenty of dancers actually dance literally in the kitchen. There's usually enough space or just enough for that. So let's say like this floor, you don't have an ideal floor. This is obviously bumpy. It's got little divots. You might have only carpet in your house. A couple things you can do, those lovely foamy squares they have for kids, that works. A nice nasty old yoga mat or two will also help flatten out your space. And if you are on carpet, then this is gonna slide a lot more nicely than your carpet. Now, okay, you do have the issue of it sliding around. This is no residue duct tape. Notice how it is purple. So it's going to have purple packaging. You can do that. It's pretty solid. And as long as you do take it off without about a month or so, it will not leave a residue. But painter's tape works as well. It's just maybe not quite as solid. So yoga mats, foamy squares, a couple ways to make a not ideal floor become more ideal. Okay, another couple options, and this is what I did during COVID, was I turned my garage into a dance studio, and it's not there yet, but what I have are, and this is actually my studio floor from the studio. So these are particle board, right? And they are 4 by 8. And then what I put underneath them is this nice foamy stuff. And this is actually what you would buy in a home improvement store if you were putting in a vinyl floor or something like that. This is the padding that goes underneath. I just do a double layer. Most people would do a single, but for dancing, I do a double layer and you get that nice bounce. So if you put that particle board on top of 2 layers of this, and again, you could take some no residue duct tape and tape it together, right? You've got a reasonable dance surface. So with that said, we've got the Marley. Marley is a vinyl floor. It is just specifically built for dance. That's what these black rolls are. Sorry, it's a garage. It's covered in stuff. That's just how it works. So you can put a regular vinyl topping on that, such as linoleum. You could get a scrap hunk of linoleum, put it on top of your, this stuff, and then that, and then a hunk of vinyl flooring, and bam, you're good to go. Another couple options, especially if you're tapping or things. This is just a real thin, I have to dig my way through my garage. Don't worry about that. So this is just a real thin, I even forget what this stuff is. It might be particle board or something. It's smooth on this side and then it's rough on the other. And so I had that for tapping so I wasn't scratching up my floor. And then this stuff is just that particle board. I just have a few other pieces in back. So those are just a couple options for which to create your own floor at home and hopefully have a lovely dance space for yourself.